Hello, my name is Kyle Cohane. I'll be talking about my main ways of parent-teacher communications in my classroom. The first one is the daily take-home folder. It's a folder with the student's name, and on the inside it has general notes for the date, conduct, comments, and then the parents will sign and have any comments or concerns that they have. This is a good way to get home regular things like our newsletter as well, the weekly newsletter or weekly learning plan. This can go home on Fridays, and it'll get them set up for the next week. We can also send home any notes that we need, IEP drafts, anything of that nature, or finals or anything of that nature to go home to the parents, and also school pictures or anything like that. It goes home every day. It gets a signature, it comes back, and we can see if the parents looked at it or not, and then that will leave room for more communication later if they haven't looked at it or there's something that needs to be addressed. So with the weekly newsletter and weekly learning plan, it goes home every Friday, and the teacher contact info is in here as well, and any way to contact me, and it's what we'll be doing throughout the week, and if there's any events coming up or any information that parents may need. The next one is a communication app. Here we use Parent Square. It's set up mainly like Facebook, where we have different groups, and I create groups for each class, and I communicate with the students through posts, individual messages. We can message everybody at once. We can make an individual message all at once for everybody there. Each parent has a time where they will receive notifications, when's the best time for them, so we can choose if it's something that's not too important. We can choose to send it then, or they can look at it then, or we can send it immediately if it is something that is super important. And they're, like I said, the groups are created. You can do posts, you can do messages, you can post the whole school if you wanted to, if you had a group or something like that. But this, in today's age, this is the best way to communicate with parents because it goes to their phone, they get notification just like everything else. That's a good one for quick stuff that's not too important, but things that need to be a hard copy go home in this. And that's the best way to do that for things that are more case sensitive and possibly more urgent, more important for paperwork and things of that nature. And then the last one is just basic communication, which would be email, phone, Teams meetings, things like that. A parent can request any type of communication. They can email and ask for a Teams meeting if they're at work or they can't make it into a meeting to actually talk about it. Also, phone communication is used if our students have an adverse situation, like with my students with emotional disturbance and anger issues. If we do have a moment where they have to get pulled out of class and come back to our classroom, or if they do have a moment where things get aggressive or stuff like that, we will call the parents and let them know about the situation, any possible needs to an updated IEP or anything of that nature. But these, the number 1 and number 3, are the main forms of communication. 2 is kind of supplemented with 1. A lot of these things go home with number 1. This is more of an electronic way of doing things.